Hey Katie, this is Chris from Lakeshore. It was a pleasure meeting you the other day. I just wanted to put together a few things for you to practice and to have for your own personal notes that you can look over every once in a while. So one of the things we went over was some basics, which I'm also going to include some PDF files in the email that I'm sending you. But we went over some basics like grip, stance, posture, and things like that. So the first thing I wanted to show you is your grip here on the right. And you can see how we talked about trying to get the club or the handle a little bit more in the fingers and try to have the V's between your thumb and your index finger pointing in generally the same direction, pointing more towards your right ear in this direction. And you can see how one is pointing in one direction and the other is pointing in another. So they're a little bit off. The other thing you'll notice is that your hands are quite a bit spaced apart compared to the picture on the left. So what the two things we want to do is want to try to get your hands a little closer together. You can even try to use the interlock grip, where you interlock your right pinky with your left index finger to try to get them a little closer together. I know it's a little uncomfortable at first, but that'll help you get your hands closer together and help you use them more efficiently and effectively. So again, the goal for the grip, get the handle more in the fingers, have the V's pointing between your right ear and your right shoulder like this here, and get your hands a little closer together so there's no space between each hand. Moving on to your swing here, I'm going to let it play through in slow motion so you can see it. I think you have some great fundamentals going on here. And you said that happened a lot, where you hit over the top of the ball or hit the middle of the ball and it kind of goes rolling pretty low. So let this one play through from both angles. You can see hit that one a little bit more in the middle of the ball. So what we really went over was just more of a routine to get in the correct posture and the right distance from the ball. And you can see this is on the left here is before, and this is the after shot of your posture. So you can see how much closer you are to the golf ball. Now what the differences here are, we've actually taken your shoulders and turned them a little bit to the right. If you feel like they're aiming way over here, but you can see they're fairly straight. The other thing we did is we tried to get you closer to the ball to let you feel like your arms are hanging straight down from your shoulders. So you can see if I drew a straight line there, your hands are right underneath your shoulders and your arms are just hanging nice and relaxed. If I did the same thing here, you can see if I went straight down, your hands are quite a bit further out. Okay? So this is a much more athletic look and definitely going to help you achieve the results that you want. The other thing that we talked about in your swing was trying to turn a little bit more rather than lift up. And I'm going to show you the difference here with a couple swings here. So if I put Mr. Scott here and yourself in these circles, okay, and I do a line straight down from here, okay, so you can see on the left you have everything tilted a little bit this way, and that's why from the other view a little bit ahead of the golf ball, you can see your head when I do that line is ahead of the golf ball. What we did is we tried to shift everything a little bit this way, a little back, and we turned a little to the right. And that's what I said from the other view. We turned your shoulders a little to the right, and we made sure that your shoulders are actually in between your legs, and you felt more like a 50-50. So 50% of the weight was on your right foot, and 50% of the weight was on your left foot. In this picture here, you probably got about 65 here and 35 over here. So just make sure you give them balance like you have two scales. The other thing we're going to do, we talked about, is your turning. So let me get rid of this stuff. So we're going to take your swing back here, get rid of some of these other lines. So we're going to swing you back here, and I want you to notice the line on, or the circle around your head here. You get a nice backswing here. Okay, and then your arms, and everything starts kind of moving. So I'm going to take this gentleman to the same position. So you can see he gets the same position, and you can see how much more his back is actually turned away from the target. His back is pointing towards the target there. Your back is kind of still towards those trees back there. Same position. Now watch. We're going to keep going with you here. You can see you really haven't really turned much, but everything just lifts up in the air, and you can see how you have a new position here with the head. It's gone up quite a bit. Whereas now he's going to go to the top of his swing, and you can see how much he's turned, and you can see his back actually facing the target this way. So our goals for today were the grip and the setup. Make sure we're in a good starting position in the distance from the ball. And then also feeling that we're turning back and turning through. And our goal would be to feel like you turn your back to the hole, and then you're forward to the hole. So turn your back to the hole, turn your belt to the hole. Turn your back to the hole, turn your belt to the hole. And you can see how good. So again, when we're turning back, what we're focusing on is making sure we turn back, everything turns back, and you'll see if I take all these lines away, we're focusing on keeping the flex in our right leg. You can see how this one got very, very stiff here. Okay, and you'll see that from the other angle quite. I'll just show you that quickly. So I want you to look at the flex here. You can see how that gets very, very straight there versus his stays in its angle. So again, the goals for our lesson, we're getting the grip on their hands a little closer together, making sure you get set up correctly every single time so you're nice and close to the ball where your arms can hang down from your shoulders, and then make a nice turn back, staying in your posture, and a turn through. So it was a pleasure meeting you, and look forward to seeing you again sometime in the future.